Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world famous juggler Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
Life's good, Ozzy. How about yourself?
Oh, we'll get into how life's been in a second. Also with us, ladies and gentlemen, Flesh Room producer Todd. How you doing, Todd?
Chilling. How about yourself, Ozzy?
I'm chilling now. I'm chilling now. But here's a fun thing. I'm getting married in a few months. Holy Toledo! And we had a bachelor party, and we had jet skis that we took to Catalina from Long Beach, and the way there was amazing. The waters were great. My hair was flowing. We saw pods, not pods of dolphins like going through our trip, and we spent a few hours in Catalina. We ate, had some amazing fish tacos. Then we came back. We left Catalina, and that's when, as the famous lyric in the television shows go, the weather started getting rough.
Oh,
And it wasn't a tiny ship that was tossed. It was a large Aussie that was tossed. I was thrown off the jet ski because there was a wind advisory. So when we got to Catalina, he said, okay, so we got to head back. We need to be on the water by 2 because there's a wind advisory for 3. So I want to get the majority of that gone. And I had my watch on me, and lo and behold, like around 3 o'clock, the waters were getting really choppy. There was moments you couldn't even like see. You had so much salt water in your eyes. You just had to be like, I'm just going to close them for 2 seconds, just like refresh for a second. And then I could see some more because it was insane. Right. And at one point I hit a wave and I'm going this way and I'm trying to hold on and it's just slipping. And then I fly off. Right. And luckily with these things is you have a clip that attaches to the key. So if you get thrown off, the key comes off and the jet ski just stops. Right. So you can swim to it. It doesn't keep going and not, you know what I mean? Or, I mean, like, granted, just in case anything gets stuck for the accelerator. So I swim to it. I'm trying to climb to it and I can't reach it. Then one of the tour guides comes and he says, there's a small, ladder step that's underneath it. Pull it down, put your knee on there. Then you'll be able to reach it. Right. Here's the thing. The current was so strong is that any time I got my knee on, it was immediately swept off, right? And it was the most just insane thing because this is open water. This isn't like a lake, and not like a harbor, but I mean we're in the middle, somewhere between Catalina and California. That's where I am in the water, and I'm waiting in the water for 20 seconds before someone's able to actually come and get me. And I'm thinking if I get bit by a shark, I'm going to regret not getting accidental death and dismemberment insurance because I would cash in immediately. Right. And here's also the terrifying thing is a long time ago, I used to joke that I'd be dead by 40. And this was happening the day before my 41st birthday. And I was 20 seconds in the open water by myself. And you know how to pass the time for 20 seconds, as recently known? You sing happy birthday twice. I'm singing happy birthday twice the day before my birthday, before potentially getting bitten by a shark, right? So I get on finally, the guy comes on the jet ski. He helps me up and we get going. And then when I finally get back to shore, I look at my foot and I got a cut on my foot because what had happened is I realized that in the jet ski I didn't have my sandals on, so there was so much water. My bottom of my feet were pruning. So I think what happened is when I was thrown off, luckily I had a wetsuit on, so it kept all my clothes intact, or I didn't get any water forcefully injected into my rectum, which is a warning sign on the actual jet ski. It tells you to wear a wetsuit because of that. Moving on, I think my right foot skidded across the water at such a velocity that just busted open a little bit, right? And I'm on shore and I realized I had an open wound in the open water for 20 to 30 seconds before I was back on the jet ski? What do you do when you're swimming? You're waving your feet around. I'm basically ringing a dinner bell for any sharks in the ocean. Holy Toledo! But I'm here. I'm here and ready to discuss the film we are discussing today, Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
Yes, sir, I do.
When law-abiding citizens are forced to live in fear, we look for protection to one man. Lieutenant Frank Drebin is back. This time, he's going undercover in the big house.
Where's your prison number?
It's unlisted.
And playing the deadliest game of all.
That damn blue! Now go get your head out of my pocket!
But Police Squad desperately needs him back because a mad bomber is about to blow up Hollywood's biggest bash. And if anyone can stop him, so can Frank.
Hold on. Sergeant Frank Drebin, Detective Lieutenant Police Squad.
Yeah, and I'm Robert De Niro.
Mr. De Niro, we've got to get inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present the...
We're here to prevent a disaster.
You're too late for that.
Starring Leslie Nielsen as Lieutenant Frank Drebin. Priscilla Presley as Jane. Anna Nicole Smith as Tanya. Fred Ward as Rocco.
Freeze and nobody gets hurt. Well, from now on.
Anna Nicole Smith as Tanya. George Kennedy as Ed. O.J. Simpson as Nordberg. And introducing Anna Nicole Smith as Tanya.
Have you seen my pigeon?
Naked Gun 33 1/3. The Final Insult. The movie that hits crime where it hurts. This picture contains mostly all new jokes. May play slightly funnier east of the Rockies.
Oh, man. Sorry. That was the trailer for Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult, released on March 18th, 1994, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 83 minutes, directed by Peter Segal, written by Pat Proft, David Zucker, Robert Lokesh, with, of course, the TV series coming from Jim Abrams, David and Jerry Zucker. Starring Leslie Nielsen, Priscilla Presley, George Kennedy, and, of course, featuring Fred Ward, Anna Nicole Smith, as mentioned in the trailer.
And
So
Anna Nicole Smith.
What's that?
And Anna Nicole Smith.
And Anna Nicole Smith.
It's almost like the trailer knew what it was doing. Which, okay, we'll get into that shortly. But initial thoughts on this is I saw this in the theater. I was 9 when this came out, and I was because I didn't see the second one in the theater, but I was able to see this one, and I was really excited to, because the first one was one of the ones I used to watch all the time as a kid. Even though, yeah, we've discussed this before, but I kind of liked this more than the second. I don't know if it was because I saw it in the theater, so I had like that memory of laughing with everybody, and it wasn't like, this is slapstick humor. It's nothing deep. So everybody was able to pick it up, which was hilarious. Who would like to go first with their initial?
I mean, I don't even remember when I saw this. It's just one of those things that's just part of your life. You know, like the Naked Gun movies, after you saw the first one, it was just it's that series that once the new one came out, you were excited. My dad and I would watch these together, and, you know, like I still can hear him like in tears laughing at every single one of these movies. So there's a lot of like fun that goes with these, and I'm I was just excited to revisit it because it's been a long time. And also in preparation for the new film coming out, which I'm very excited about. It's looking like it's holding true to everything.
August
but yeah.
1st, ladies and gentlemen. August 1st.
Unless,
We're
unless
almost
you
there.
ask David Zucker, then you get a different answer.
Oh,
Right. So yeah, I mean this film series in general has always been fun. It's we've talked about how Leslie Nielsen was like a pretty straight actor, I was watching some stuff the other night, just kind of get a feel for all that. And I watched his SNL monologue, and he said it best. He was like, I just deliver unfunny lines in an unfunny way, and somehow they're hilarious. And it's true. Like, most of his lines are not necessarily like funny lines, but just the deadpan of it, like, is just perfect. And I really hope they stay true to it. But all around, like, this movie's always been, one that I've looked forward to and enjoyed.
Todd?
Yeah, it's funny because I'm sure I'm probably the only one here whose first memory of Leslie Nielsen isn't comedic.
Oh yeah.
My first memory of Leslie Nielsen is the bad guy in Creepshow who buries Ted Danson up to his neck in the sand. So then when he finally did, then I finally saw Airplane, and then Naked Gun and Police Squad and all that stuff. So it's like hard not to even just think of him like that, even though that's not where I first, but he's just so good at it. And by the third movie, it could have gone, the other way, but I think this one's just as funny as the other ones. And I do think this one I do prefer to the second one, but I'm a sucker for Hollywood stuff, and we have the Oscars and we have that whole element added to it. I was a big fan of Anna Nicole Smith. But yeah, it's fun. You don't have to think too hard. It's just, it's a good time.
It's a good time.
I don't think I saw it theatrically 94 senior high school. I was a little bit more selective.
Oh my gosh.
So I might have seen
I'm
this
too cool for Naked Gun.
No. It's not even
kids. PG-13, whatever.
It's not the biggest date movie. Like,
although I do gotta say, I'm very glad because we saw a part of it in the beginning, that train scene and the babies and everything. I'm just very glad that OJ didn't spike the baby when he caught it. I mean, we'd hate to have him portrayed as a murderer. It would.
I was dying. Not the baby, but I was.
Right.
Which, by the way, in that scene, I'm not sure if I caught this in the actual movie, but in the trailer I caught it, where the headline of the newspaper that Frank is reading says dyslexia for cure found. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's get into our favorite moments. There's a ton here. Some of the probably ones that hit hard for me was because I don't remember this line. So when I heard it hit me pretty hard. This line definitely hit me good. Where he says, like a blind man in an orgy, I was going to have to feel things out.
I think we all know what my favorite line in this film is. Ozzy, any clue?
It was like being in the stands of a Los Angeles Raiders game.
That's right. I was surrounded by pimps, rapists, and murderers. It was like being at a Los Angeles Raiders game. Yeah.
All right, Todd.
I don't have an exact line, and Greg kind of already alluded to the bit. I love the opening Untouchables dream, with the baby and all that stuff. Because even in the Untouchables, I always thought that scene was laughable, but they like just the way they do it. And you mentioned OJ about the spike the baby in the background, but like just some of the dated humor, like the postal workers, that one had me dying. Like I don't think that joke holds up, but the fact It's just so.
You do know I was a former postal worker, right, Ton?
I mean, unfortunate humor. So, but no, yeah, it's just such a moment in time that I don't know. That's just that opening segment really is my favorite bit of this one. And if you make me pick a line, it's going to be one from the trailer when don't move and nobody gets hurt. And well, after him.
So, Greg, you wanted to talk about, or I can't remember if we began this with the last episode or not, but we wanted to talk about our biggest critiques. So we have our favorites, biggest critiques. Greg, would you have one that you have?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay, what's that?
There's a wonderful scene in which they're tunneling out of prison and they're getting rid of dirt, and they're on the baseball field and they're getting rid of the dirt on at the mound, at the plate, and then there's a play that's made. There's this giant hill of dirt at this point in time. Guy slides into home plate, goes under the mound of dirt and such, and then catcher gets the ball, goes to make the tag, and the ump calls him safe. The plate's on top of the mound. The rule is you need to touch the plate for it to count. That is BS. Sorry. Anyway, that's about my only complaint. It's hard to find one in this movie.
Yeah, it is. Todd?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say what Greg said because I didn't know what
Now, when I say now, when we talk about biggest critique, I don't want this to make it sound like it's a flaw or anything, but this just something that I felt didn't hit right with everything was the Beavis and Butthead spot.
Yeah.
I mean, because because I think Untouchable's widely known, right? And with that joke, I don't think a lot of people, or maybe at that time, it was pretty popular, but when revisiting it, that was the one where it just kind of felt something skipped a beat almost. It didn't land as hard, I guess.
Do you think if it had more of a physical representation, like maybe an AC/DC t-shirt or something along the lines, it would still it would be better?
Yeah, because they tried with the hair.
Yeah.
But I think because the clothing wasn't there, it didn't. I mean, for somebody like me who's familiar and I knew at the time, oh, this is exactly what they're doing, right? But watching it back, you would kind of look at it, be like, huh, I wonder why they did that.
It's funny because my wife was even like, is that supposed to be a Beavis and Butthead reference? Yeah.
But yeah, maybe something more visual, I guess. But I don't know how they would manage that.
Well, thankfully they didn't go more visual on the Anna Nicole joke at the end.
So that could be one chalked up to as a joke that you couldn't get away with today, probably.
Yeah. And why did it look like a candy cane?
To somebody listening or watching that's never seen this movie, they must have the most bizarre visual right now.
Yeah.
Streaming now on Paramount Plus.
There you go.
Merry Christmas. All right. So moving on to our ratings. I truly felt, even though I liked this more than the second, I still feel all these movies were all great, and it was very hard to find flaws in these. But this one, just like the others, is a 5. Just from start to finish, and it is just 83 minutes, so it's
nice.
It's just joke after joke after joke after joke. You have very little time to breathe, almost, or at least this last go run that I had. So it's fantastic from start to finish. So 5 from me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. 100% of 5. This movie's hilarious still. I had a great story to it. And I can thankfully say this was the first movie I got to watch on my new TV. And it was it was a great indoctrinating of the new television to have such a classic on there. So 5 for me.
Todd.
Well, I think the first one is a 5. I don't think this one's quite there, but I do think it's better than the last one, which I believe I gave a 4. So I'm going to give this one a 4.5. Could have got that 5 if they would have let OJ be OJ. But
Could you just go in the theming with it? Just say you give it a 4 1/4.
I will give it a 4 1/4 just for you, Ozzy.
Excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude our review of Naked Gun 33 1/3. If you happen to be in the Orange County area this week, I'll be hosting trivia at the Rush Bar and Grill in Lake Forest this Tuesday, beginning at 7 o'clock. Also this Wednesday at the Brewery in Placentia, also beginning at 7. Free to play and prizes for the top winning teams. Come on out, have some fun. You guys have anything else before you head out for this evening?
Yeah.
Good night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for world famous juggler Greg Larson and Flesh Wound producer Todd, I'm Ozzy V, and we'll see you next week right here on a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce.